foundation of the rest. It's got to be built on love, or you ain't really got nothing. But the fruit of the Spirit is love. Now I'm going to find happiness in just a moment. And then comes Nehemiah declared in chapter 8, verse 10, that maybe it said happiness. Maybe he meant happiness. Nehemiah said that the joy of the Lord. Now, I'm telling you, that's when you strip down to a praise. That's when everything else is stripped away. Now notice, he said the joy of the Lord, not the joy of our new home we just purchased, that the Lord just blessed us with, and not the joy of your home, not the joy of the car you drove up on, not the joy of the fact that you got a bonus. You just got a bonus on the job, or something you just got, it has made you feel all jubilant. He didn't say the joy of stuff. And many folk in the church don't have no joy in God. To many people in the church, God ain't nothing but a great big Santa Claus who gives them gifts and gives them stuff. And he gives me stuff, and I loves him because he gives me stuff. You're not really in love with God. You're in love with the fact that God blesses you. That being said, he reigns on the unjust just like you do the just. That being said, he reigns on the sinner just like you do the saint. And for many folk, they don't have no joy in the Lord. It's what David lost after he went into Bathsheba and then conspired to kill her husband, had him killed. After that, his joy left. He went to church but he had no joy. A year later, Nathan showed up. Gave him the story about a man coming through, had one lamb. He's coming through town. And this well-to-do person had a party. And in that party, he needed a lamb. They wanted leg of lamb. They wanted lamb chops and things of that nature. So this man, rather than to go out in his pasture and get to one of the tens of thousands that he had, he took that one lamb that man had and killed that lamb and fed it to all of his constituents. Nathan was telling him the story, and David said, I don't know who that man is, but he's going to be dead before nightfall. Nathan looked at David and said, you the man. From that came Psalm 51. Turn over there. You can read all of Galatians you want to. You ain't going to find happiness as one of the fruit of the Spirit. Where I tell you to go just then? Psalm 51. Lord have mercy. Beginning at verse number 1. When I was just a young lad, I memorized almost this whole chapter. Just a young lad. Just a teenager. Verse 1. Have mercy upon me, O God. You need to break it out in prayer, talking about God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He know who you calling. Now ain't no time to be cute. You trying to clear the air, go on, get to the point, man. Because you don't want to hear all that rhetoric. You don't want to hear all that stuff. You go in prayer, be specific, be to the point, because God ain't got all day to be messing with you. He simply said, have mercy upon me, O God, according to your loving kindness, according unto the multitude of your tender mercies. Blot out my transgressions. He's crying out, man. He's crying now. He ain't happy. He ain't dancing around in this psalm here. He's a pitiful man here now. He knows that he went against everything that he stood for, all the morals, everything he was taught. He knew his mom would not be pleased with him. Now God has caught him. And he's praying in verse 2. He said, wash me. Like Peter said, Lord, not only my hand or my feet, just wash me all over. Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. He said, I acknowledge I messed up. I missed it, God. And my sin is ever before me. Against thee and thee only have I sinned and done this evil in your sight, that thou mightest be justified when you speaketh and be clear when you judge. Then he breaks it down in verse 5. He said, but be careful, God. This, don't be too tough on me, because remember, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. You know how we do. We want to plead our cause. So remember, Lord, I had some stuff in me now. Came from my daddy. Verse 6. Behold, thou